I derailed a bully's career, and it was satisfying. So, to start, I know I'm a bit of an Anipo baby, but it is what it is. My mom is incredibly successful in a very niche but lucrative field of business. This allowed my dad to be a stay-at-home dad, and it gave me and my siblings the chance to get a good education. When I graduated from college, I decided to go into the same field as my mom. While I love her, and our relationship is good, I didn't want to be viewed only as her kid or receive special treatment due to her reputation. So, I use my dad's surname and generally keep who my mom is to myself. I also avoided working for her. In my field and country, it's generally accepted that people are hired for a trial period, after which either the employee or employer can part ways without any fines or compensation required. So, I started working at a company, reminder, very niche market, with limited job opportunities. I went in for my trial period, and overall, things seemed to go well. I helped solve a few issues, and one of my superiors even called me a workhorse because I was the first to arrive and the last to leave. However, there was one colleague who stood out for all the wrong reasons. This guy was a major bully. I tried to get along with everyone, but he was not having it. He was incredibly rude and confrontational. If a colleague, not just me, received any kind of recognition, he would belittle their achievement. If someone mentioned struggling with something, he would jump in with, "Oh, yeah, I did that ages ago, and it was super easy." Anytime someone talked about future plans with me, he would say, "Oh, yeah, we'll see about that." He also made some really nasty comments about my appearance and masculinity, but at least he had the decency to say those behind my back. I only found out about them later. This guy was mean to everyone to make himself look better. It wasn't just me, he especially targeted women with his awful comments, saying things like moms shouldn't be working in this field and should be at home raising kids. It was really bad, but management seemed to tolerate him because he was apparently a hard worker and had ambition. Fine. My trial period ended, and they offered me a permanent position, but I decided this place wasn't for me. I didn't want to be anyone's workhorse, and I had no interest in staying around this bully. I respectfully declined the offer and found work elsewhere. On my last day, I said my goodbyes. Management expressed disappointment, and my colleagues wished me well. The bully, however, loudly proclaimed, "Told you OP wasn't going to stick around. Good riddance. Maybe this field isn't for you either." I didn't respond. I'm not confrontational, and I didn't have to deal with him anymore anyway. Time passed, and I found work elsewhere. I'm happy, love my job, and my colleagues are great. I got promoted, and I rarely thought about that bully. Until, apparently, there was a surge of applicants from the company where the bully worked, since it's such a small field. My boss knew I had worked there for my trial period, so whenever an applicant came through, he asked for my thoughts. I'm usually positive about people, but guess whose application showed up? The bullies. My boss asked for my opinion, and I said, I have personal feelings about this person, and I can't be objective. Since I'm usually so positive about everyone, my boss pressed for details, so I told him everything. The bully didn't get hired. I thought that was the end of it. A few days later, at a family dinner, my mom asked if I knew someone from that company. She knew I had issues with someone there, and it turns out the bully was the person in question. Of course, she wasn't going to hire him either, especially after hearing how he treated people, particularly women. Later, my company hired someone who used to work at the bully's company. She and I got along great, and that's when I found out what had happened. The bully had been promoted, which caused several people to leave. This prompted management to investigate why so many strong employees left after their trial periods. Turns out, the bully was the problem. Someone had a talk with him, but he didn't take the criticism well and was eventually let go. This was when he applied to my company and my mom's company. From what I've heard, the bully no longer works in our field. There aren't many opportunities left for him. I don't know what he's doing now, but I'll update if I find out.